Hey everybody, how's it going? We are here with a general reading. Before we get started with the reading, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. I'm seeing you moving forward with something here. The feeling is that this is going to be something worthwhile for you. This can be a project, it can be a relationship, but it could have also been something that, you rushed into, or it could be something that you feel like you're rushing into. I'm seeing worries that you're kind of leaving behind, but before you do so, you need to reflect on them and understand maybe just recognize how it is that you're feeling. Like, oh, I'm feeling worried about this. I've acknowledged it. I can kind of release it now rather than running away from how you're feeling. It's going to be important. And also, if you feel like you're holding on to something that's like making you miserable or something like that, this is also about letting go of that too. I'm hearing something about only packing what you want to carry. Okay. This is for you that you are doing this. So yeah, if there's something emotionally that you felt it was necessary for you to address, I'm seeing that happening here. And it's so you can let go of it. But I'm seeing it doesn't feel easy to let go of this. The word spring is coming through. Ace of Swords. Yeah, looking into this, whatever this is that you're feeling that may be hard to acknowledge, it's very necessary to do so because there's something that you're going to understand when you do. And through that understanding, it's going to allow you to release it. For some of you, this is a person. Okay. Somebody could have been supplying something to you that how the situation has sort of unfolded is things happen in a way where your guides are like, you can do this for yourself. You don't need this person. But you may have felt upset when this was pulled away from you because you were like, how am I supposed to get this now? Or how am I supposed to have this now? Or like, how am I supposed to support myself now? But I'm seeing this be a move for you to actually do that yourself. But there's something about the feminine energy actually that needed to be released in order for you to step into a more masculine energy. Now, it's always going to be a balance with the feminine and the masculine. Nobody just has feminine energy. Nobody just has masculine energy. We have a balance of both. And we can be at our best when we're learning how to integrate the two of those energies. Your feminine energy is just your receptivity. Your masculine energy is your initiative energy, how you're taking action, how you're getting things done. So rather than just waiting for things to come to you, which can be the feminine energy, or rather waiting for somebody to just give you something, or like you do that and then give it to me, this is about you doing something yourself here. So you don't have to be relying on anyone else. But yeah, something here could have really thrown you off. And this can be any situation that you find yourself in where you're like, I don't want to make the first move, or like, I hate my job, but I'm just going to stay here because they're still having me here, you know? And so this is stepping up in a way that you feel like allows you to push you into an energy that you want to be playing out. Because I'm seeing something here about adopting a role that you would like to play. And then once you get there, I'm seeing you be like, wow, look at me. Like, there's this very empowering moment here. And within that moment, rather than just being in your feminine energy, and because you're stepping into your masculine energy, this is that moment of integration. But it seemed like maybe something that you were leaning too far into, and then there was a lack of balance. And you may have sort of like had somebody or something in your life that was sort of supplementing that for you, and now something has happened where they may be out of reach, or something is out of reach, and now it's your turn to be able to sort of step up in this way yourself. The thing too about this is that it's not your guides being like, do this thing that you don't want to do. It may feel like that initially, but I'm seeing like when all is said and done, you step into this spot and you feel so empowered by this, and you're like, wow, if this situation didn't happen, I would have never stepped up in this way. I would have never even recognized myself as that. I would have thought that's for everybody else to do except for me, and I would have never realized my power in that way. This has to do with you playing a role that feels very, very important to you within your life. It could have felt like a tower initially, but I'm actually seeing the tower reversed, which means like something could have happened and then it didn't happen. Like you're kind of about to fall off the edge of the cliff and then maybe realize something at the last moment that sort of stopped that from happening. This was like, oh, I'm so glad, like dodging a bullet moment here. Yeah, I'm hearing something about like, why were you holding on to it? Why are you holding on to it? So you could have been holding on to something that you were like, this is making me miserable. And you're like looking all around at somebody to blame maybe within this situation, and being like, it's like this because of that, or like this person over there, or like how it was raised, or nobody, whatever. Meanwhile, your guides are like, look over there, and you look and it's your hand that's holding on to this thing that it's like up to you whether or not you release this. But it could have taken you a while to sort of put two and two together to understand that like you were the one holding on to something that was like making you miserable. I just keep getting this over and over again. And then there's like this epiphany that you have, but you had to look at this. Because when there's like a lack of analyzation about how it is that you're feeling, you kind of are looking everywhere else. But as soon as you reflect inwardly, and that's what judgment is about, having Nine of Swords and having judgment is internal assessment. It's not external, especially here with the way that the cards are. This is about analyzing, like, why do I feel this way? I don't want to feel this way anymore. There's something that I'm holding on to that's hard for me to let go of, but I'm letting go of this for myself so I can step into the type of energy that I want to be in. And this is going to benefit your health, is what I'm hearing. So for some of you, this could have been this emotional thing, this energetic thing. There could have been physical things that were manifesting because of this, but it took you needing to let go of this, releasing this, in order for you to get right in that way. And then also, I'm seeing the clarity that's gained through this self-analysis of thoughts, of emotions. And you move into a space where you're ready to release something that needs to be released. This can also be something that has been supplying you with a sense of security that maybe you were like, if I'm not doing this, how am I going to attract what I want? But it was like holding on to something again that was not bringing you happiness. Like it could have been a role that you were playing where you were like, maybe this supplies me with something that I want, but also I'm really not feeling good about this mentally. And so do I play this role and make money doing it, or do I play this role and get the like respect and the title that comes with it, even if it's making me miserable? Or do I let it go and find something else that's going to feel more fulfilling? And so this is, again, this coming back to an energy of integration for you, where there's this balance of your masculine and your feminine earth energy, because we have the King and the Queen of Pentacles that's coming together now. So it's like a completion here that's happening. And with this Tower reversed and the Ten of Cups, It almost seemed like something could have happened potentially. It's like we were leading up to a point where something may have like completely, I'm hearing transposed, something could have completely fallen apart, but I'm seeing it be like avoided, like just barely, but something was avoided here, and I'm seeing you actually be like pretty happy about the results. It's even like in your imagination or in your mind's eye, you could have sort of played out where things were going to go. And before that actually needed to play out physically, you could have been like, okay, I see the trajectory of this and I'm going to do this, this, and this. So I don't have to go there. So I don't have to get to that point. So I don't have to experience this tower. So I'm seeing you actually reverse something by thinking ahead here and reflecting. But this wasn't it wasn't an easy situation for you to maneuver through, I'm seeing. Like, I'm getting something about facing your fears also. And this is leading you to a new path. Something that brings you immense joy and happiness. Because it's connected with your 10 of Cups. Yeah, you avoided a very, very big tower. You could be thinking about where you're trying to go next, like what you're interested in. I'm seeing you haven't taken action on this yet, but I'm seeing it's something that you've been thinking about. You're trying to figure out like what's going to be like a worthy path for you to pursue. Yeah, something got reversed big time. It really does seem like something that would have been very, very challenging to experience, like ended up just reversing. Like the whole thing just went backwards. Like I'm even seeing like something crashing down and like almost hitting, but then like right before it touches down, it like gets sucked back up. It's something like that. And you're like, okay, I saw enough of that to know that that could have potentially happened. And then I'm seeing you be like, okay, now I know I need to go here. It's almost like, it feels like there was some sort of, I'm seeing this be happening like on a completely like higher plane of consciousness, okay? You could have seen like the consequences are going to be this, and your guides showed you like this could have been in a very like vivid dream that you had, or a very vivid like daydream or a thought or like a vision in your mind's eye that you saw of like this maybe even like crisis, like some type of tower happening. And it's like right as that moment almost happened, you were like, oh, this is what I have to tweak. So it kind of felt like you were sort of threatened with these consequences again on some sort of like spiritual level, on some sort of energetic level. So it may not have been like a physical experience that you had. This is like a transcendent experience. And so you were like, wow, now that I really see what those consequences would be, if I do not change things right now, it's like you had one last chance to change things. Like it feels like even the universe gave you an ultimatum here, and I'm seeing you made the choice to be like, okay, I will change things. Okay, I don't need to experience that. And then I'm seeing you just shift in another direction. But yeah, if you had not, you would have experienced a tower. But I'm seeing it like it just go back where it came from. So, with that being said, even though you're moving on from that, I am seeing you feel a bit torn about where you want to go now. You could have like a lot of different ideas or a lot of different feelings about where you want to go, and maybe it just feels a bit congested now. Like, I want to do this or I'm interested in that, but all of them kind of feel like maybe half-baked ideas, and you're not positive like which one you're really set on at this point. which in many ways feels like a good problem to have, because you're like, well, now I recognize that there are a lot of things I'm interested in and a lot of things bring me happiness, and so it's better to have many options than no options at all. I'm seeing the Sun and Pluto in the first spread, and I'm seeing Mars and Virgo in the second. You could be thinking about which path is going to be more lucrative or provide you with the most stability, or which path is associated with the biggest goals that you have. There's something about like abundance here that's associated with this. So you could be thinking, what's like the biggest dream that I have? What's the biggest goal that I have? Which path would be most lucrative for me, or which one would provide me with the lifestyle that I want to be living? So I'm seeing that's sort of how you're orienting this, because you know already, like, all of these things will make me happy to pursue. So that box is checked off. Now, which one is going to maybe like make me the most money, you know, something like that, or provide me with the most security in 3D. Or I could get the type of results that I want in 3D. So, as I said before, I'm not seeing you take action on this. I'm seeing you just be in a reflective period right now. But you are going to be picking something to pursue. It's going to be the thing that you feel the most connected with. This is something that's going to be a process, and it's going to take time, but I'm seeing you be like on the right path. You're just sort of in the middle of the process that's happening currently. Mars, Virgo, Gemini, I'm seeing here. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to, you're going to be investing in this. I would like to thank everybody for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.